It's that time of year again, Mass Effect fans. N7 Day is right around the corner. A day to celebrate all things Mass Effect. A day to start another playthrough of the series while making all the same choices. And a day for the Mass Effect team to drop another cryptic hint that'll send us all into a confusing spiral of emotional turmoil. Or at least that's probably what I'll be experiencing. What can we expect from the Mass Effect team this year? I've broken down my expectations into 3 levels, each increasingly more hyped than the last. And the best part is, I think this year we're going to get something hype. And I mean really hype. Grab your emergency induction port drinks, folks, because I'm declaring this video an emergency, starting with the fact that they might announce production for the next Mass Effect. While waiting for the next Mass Effect, one question has been constantly spinning around in my head. When is the next game going to be released? One piece of info that might provide a clue is the job listing for a senior gameplay animator on EA's site. On the job listing, it states that they're looking for someone with a focus on pre-visualization of gameplay systems for third-person Action 3C development, and to create animations that help to establish systems which blur the lines between traditional gameplay and narrative experiences. It goes on to list responsibilities that mention things like mocap, keyframes, collaborating with the animation team, etc. Now, I'm not too familiar with how game development works, particularly what stage a game is at depending on who's hired, but as a random gamer with a very vested interest in when the next Mass Effect is going to be released, hiring a senior gameplay animator seems to me a step up from pre-production. Animating actual game scenes, or at least starting the process to do so, seems very much on the side of actually producing the game. And that's why I think that this N7 Day, there's a chance that we get an announcement for the start of production for the next Mass Effect. It's a very small chance, but there's a chance. Something that I stumbled across while looking for details on when production was originally planned to start was this article written back in 2021. In it, it states that gaming insider Grubb believes that production for the next Mass Effect would begin in full in 2023. Something that Grubb obviously couldn't see coming was the massively delayed release of Dragon Age Dreadwolf, originally planned to release in 2023. So this will obviously impact the production date of the next Mass Effect. An interesting note though is that they did correctly predict that Unreal Engine 5 will be the game engine used for development, if this recent gamble tweet is to be viewed as a confirmation. So if Grubb correctly got the game engine right, maybe the production schedule is right on target too, and production for the next Mass Effect will start by the end of this year. Regardless, even with the Dreadwolf delays, maybe, just maybe, we'll get a production announcement on N7 Day, which is definitely an emergency. So with all that being said, where do my 3 levels of hype expectations stand? Here's my reasoning for the different levels. BioWare has been taking L after L ever since they announced that Broadsword would be taking over Star Wars: The Old Republic. They laid off 50 employees, and not just any employees, but head-scratching, why would you ever fire these people, employees? On top of that, 7 of those former BioWare employees are filing a lawsuit against BioWare and EA for their legal rights to severance pay and lack of health benefits in the severance package. BioWare's L's keep piling up, to the point where they desperately need a W. And that's why BioWare is probably looking for a very easy W on N7 Day. Something else that's gone into these 3 levels of hype are the hints that we've gotten these past N7 days. In 2020, we got a picture that some have argued is concept art, but I personally think is trying to hint at something bigger. And then also in 2020, we got the insane teaser trailer, which had a mixture of general hype for Mass Effect and a small taste of what's coming next. In 2021, we got an entire poster that showed potential squad mates, a potential starship, and of course, the Geth reveal. In 2022, we got even more, an entire video sequence where audio needed to be decoded, revealing the voice of Liara Tassoni. The hints, excluding the insane teaser trailer, have been slowly ramping up. We've been getting more and more each year. That's why I think we're going to get something really good this year. At bare minimum, better than the Relay Intercept we got last year. With all these things in mind, I've made 3 levels of hype expectations. Before we get into the 3 levels of hype though, just a quick reminder that following N7 Day, I'm going to be releasing video theories on any and everything that the Mass Effect team provides to us. So if you'd like to see my full thoughts on that, hit subscribe. The first level of hype expectations is the most basic, but still hype, or as I like to call it, we just became the first human Spectre, but nobody believes us. In the most basic level, we might get a small update on the production status of the next Mass Effect, but nothing too concrete. In terms of new hints/cryptic information on the next game though, we will get something at bare minimum that's better than the hint given last year. Something that teases another new thing we haven't seen yet, that's probably on the same level as the SFX ship and mysterious relay. I'm also going to assume that they might even include more audio, like the Liara tease from last year. Maybe it'll be someone other than Liara, but still someone that we can get hyped about? I'd guess Garrus or Tali. On this level, BioWare takes a solid W, kind of like making Shepard the first human Spectre, but we don't get anything that truly speaks to what's coming in the next game. Now, if you already think that that's a solid amount of hype, just wait until you hear the second level of hype, or as I like to call it, we just blew up a mass relay and took out an entire system. In this level, we actually get concrete details on the timeline for the next Mass Effect, even if it's just a general sense of a release date. And if they're that far along, maybe we even get a title for the next game, instead of referring to it as meme. In terms of hints, I think they could do something sneaky, where the Mass Effect team tells us something to get hyped about, but nothing we couldn't already guess at. Similar to the previous level, if Garrus or Tali makes an appearance, then the date 2190 will be officially confirmed, but that was something we could already guess at. With that in mind, the Mass Effect team might take it to the next level, so to speak, and give us a reveal that will confirm something we've been guessing at for years now. Maybe they'll confirm the return of Shepard. If they go there, I'm betting that they'll try to both hype us and confuse us, so that we're left both floundering and excited at the same time. Kind of like when you buy yourself some time from the Reapers by blowing up a mass relay, but you still annihilate an entire system of Batarian-owned space. Still hype, but somewhat bittersweet. So what could possibly be even more hype than that? Welcome to the third level, or as I like to call it, we're throwing a party at Shep's place, you're invited. If the Mass Effect team pulls anything in this level off, I would lose my mind. First up, we'd get an actual date of release for the next Mass Effect, maybe even a definitive title, and or a hint as significant as the teaser trailer. Heck, this is the most hype level, just straight up give us a new teaser trailer. Nothing to decipher, just a 2 or 3 minute teaser trailer that shows returning characters, planets we'll visit, new aliens, any and everything we've been waiting for since 2020. Give us any sense of where the plot is going, even crumbs of potential plot lines. Bring in the iconic voices of Mark Meer and Jen Hale, and officially and completely confirm that Shepard will once again be ready to save the galaxy. Show us how Andromeda is going to be involved. Show us Shepard hanging out with the Normandy crew. Show us those anomalies in space that's been driving me insane. If we get anything close to this level, just like the Citadel DLC party, it'll be the best thing ever. So which of these levels do I actually think we'll be getting on N7 Day? I'm leaning more towards level 2, with shades of level 1, aka the first human Spectre blew up a mass relay but took out an entire system. The one wildcard right now is the Dreadwolf release. Since it keeps getting delayed and pulling in staff from the Mass Effect team, it'll probably impact the production and release date of the next Mass Effect. I'm thinking we'll get a vague mention that production will be starting soon, but not yet. I do think that there might be the potential to get a Shepard reveal though, because it's something we've been guessing at for 3 years now. It'll be an easy W that BioWare needs, while also hyping us and causing us to theorize how it could work. I'd personally really love it if they bring back any or all of male Shep, femme Shep, Garrus, or Tali for whatever hint they have planned next week. Something that I'm praying for is something, anything, that will either kill or confirm the multiverse theory. I either want to toss the theory out or start to truly expand on it. But that prayer is probably just a pipe dream. So that is where my expectations stand. We can look back at this and decide the level of hype that N7 Day achieved in a week's time. And keep your eye out for my next video dropping November 1st. It won't be dropping on this channel, but I've given you guys a cryptic hint of my own for where it will be dropping. If you're feeling super hyped for N7 Day right now, then you might be ready to start one of the craziest 3-part theory videos on the next Mass Effect's plot, protagonist, and villains. So start with this video right over here. I should go.